Alrighty, so did a little exploring on myself this time around. Turns out you can just come down to the southern area without needing to do a quest or anything. You just have to go through this mountain, which was confusing but not too hard. Basically, I just flew around. I think I popped all the balloons and did all like the landing pads around here just to get those two out of the way, and a few flue flames. And haven't done any of the side quests that are on the map, obviously, since there's 40 of them on the map at the moment. But you know, off to Broom Trial. Hopefully, Mr. Weeks hurries up with this one. This one felt like it took ages to actually get.
The course looks rather deserted.
Oh, easily
I
done.
hope everything's all right.
Hufflepuff, over here.
I have a name, you know.
Hello again, Imelda. This course is a bit far from the castle, isn't it?
Obviously. Evidently too far for most of our classmates. Pathetic. They should be begging me to keep these trials alive, not running scared. I'm surprised our new 5th year showed up. I suppose I appreciate the effort.
That's actually... thank you.
I know I can be impatient, but I get frustrated by those who don't take things as seriously as I do. And in my experience, that's everyone. Anyway, don't let it go to your head. Right then, enough chatter. I'm confident I've posted a time you won't be able to beat.
We'll soon see how I fare, won't we?
Challenge
I'm
accepted.
ready.
Get ready to lose, Hufflepuff.
Yeah, why'd you guys say it like that? Like, what did a Hufflepuff ever do to you?
Made it.
Oh shit. Well, that was my fault. That one was my fault. I sort of lost it for a second there. Overcorrected one too many times.
This is going well. Brilliant.
Almost did it again. Whew. Trying to concentrate here. Alright, I will say, when you're going this fast, it does get a little bit hard to control.
That wasn't too difficult. Now that's more like it. Made it.
2 minutes, I'm already roughly halfway through this and I'm not even in half the time.
Oh! Brilliant flying, if I do say so myself. Brilliant.
Oh, that was smooth on my part. I'm happy with myself on that one.
That wasn't too bad.
Whew.
That was quite something.
Impressive work today, but don't get too comfortable. I'll be on your heels in no time. My family's not going to believe the news when I tell them. They're almost as competitive as I am. Almost.
Do you get your competitiveness from your family?
You could say that. My grandfather played Quidditch for Puddlemere United. And my father, well, he was a chaser for Slytherin, but had to stop after a curse took his knees out. Said it was the Gryffindor beater. And me, I fell in love with flying the first time I saw the ground disappear beneath my feet. Something about the freedom you feel on a broom. I've not been able to stop since.
Will you keep running these courses?
I'll race them myself. Don't want to get rusty. But I won't be dealing with time trials. You're welcome to run them too. Anyway, hope we find time to fly again soon.
I take it you want to play for a team, but which one? And which position?
I'm my father's girl. A chaser through and through. You'd know that if Black hadn't cancelled Quidditch this year. As for a team, it's the Holyhead Harpies I've always dreamt of. When I'm finished with school, I'll try out. If for some reason I don't get accepted, I don't know what I'll do. Herbology, perhaps? Because if that did happen, you might as well pot me and call me a mandrake. I'd never stop screaming.
It's been fun competing against your records, Imelda.
It has been fun. Glad you're here. 5th year.
Is that meant
Not
to rhyme?
bad. For a Hufflepuff.
Once again, I have a name.
You take care of yourself.
Hey, you too. You're not that bad. God, I kind of hope they had Quidditch in the
I
DLC.
should let Mr. Weeks know that this was his best upgrade yet.
Quidditch was either a DLC or... Hopefully a second game doesn't take too long. I mean, it's either going to be a second game thing or it's going to be a DLC. I think they're just like, we don't really want to deal with it this time around.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
I think I read somewhere that the data miners already found, like, DLC in the files or something like that. I might have misread that.
How's my favourite test flyer?
Your only test flyer.
Hello again, Mr. Weeks. I set a new record at the South Course.
Fantastic! Your broom performed well then?
The best upgrade yet. It flew beautifully, incredibly nimble. But with the speeds it now reaches, I can feel the wind catching beneath the seat a bit, preventing it from reaching its full potential.
Of course! Should have anticipated that. Exactly the kind of report I've come to expect from you. At last, I think I know what needs to be done for my final upgrade.
What will you do after the final upgrade is complete?
I aim to make Spintwitches the most sought-after shop in Hogsmeade. And I wouldn't mind getting back on a broom myself, just for the thrill of it. Couldn't be more pleased we made headway with the upgrades, proved the naysayers wrong, made all the hard work worth it.
I shall look forward to speaking again.
I'll be sure to send you an hour when I'm finished. Thank you again for your help. Couldn't have done this without you.
Hey, kitty. Alrighty. Next up. Take the biscuits, not ready. Surprise meeting. Meet Poppy in the Forbidden Forest. Yay! How far away is that one? That's Hogwarts. Hogsmeade. Might as well just fast travel here and then fly.
Mr. Weeks and I do make a good team.
Just exploded in purple fire. Okay. Don't know what enemies came after me. Didn't even really see them. What's up, Popster?
I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help.
Is this where we're meeting the Centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose.
Once we tell them about the Snidgets, they'll understand why we came and they'll want to help.
I hope you're right. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving.
I suppose they are known for having an air of omniscience.
That's exactly the right word. I just... Never mind.
What is it?
It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide.
Poppy.
That's right. We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure it'll all be fine.
Oh, well. Let's say, is pulling the wand the smartest move?
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah! I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Leave them be, Alec. We do not harm the young. It is not our way.
You forget your place, old fool. I'm the leader of this herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continues to slaughter beasts like us without a care!
From what I can see, they have slaughtered no one. They will leave here unharmed.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again, it will be all 3 of your heads.
Nice guy, that one.
Foolish children. Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden
I...
Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means, yet. Please, help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
That guy's cool.
I don't understand. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. What do moonstones have to do with Snidgets? And why was he so certain about where we could find one?
Isn't Moonstone all around us? Why retrieve one from a cave?
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
I don't know, but I am inclined to believe him, what with his being a centaur and all.
I am too. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave you mentioned. I'll let you know what I find.
Alrighty. Where's Nettie? There she is. The entrance to Hogsmeade. Did your mom get mad at you for sneaking out?
Off on another adventure, are we?
Shut up.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
Oh, is that what we're doing today?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Alright. I would say shouldn't Singer be doing this, but she's seems somewhat incompetent considering the fact that a student had to apprehend a woman for her. Maybe incompetent
Agabus
isn't the right
Filbert
word.
must be around here somewhere.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Oh, tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
If you had spoken out against him as Mr. Bickle asked, perhaps Harlow would be locked away by now.
Perhaps. But perhaps I would have suffered a similar fate.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already
Twist your arm a
know.
little bit and you give. Now I see why you were being blackmailed.
Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
Now I see why you were being blackmailed. Twist your arm the slightest bit and you fold.
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there. Mrs. Rabe should be...
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
You weren't drinking this, were you?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and I'm trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife.
The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
We're past that warning.
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you. I hope it's not too late.
We get a
You're on the right track. Now to find the last of Mr. Bickle's friends.
Can we get a Phoenix Wright style court case where I have to object to everything he says? Oh, not you. Okay. So here.
Please tell me you didn't take it. But perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet.
Bickle.
Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know
name.
Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping, and I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As
Meh.
for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was I?
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
Is Wizard Detective a job I can get? I'd play an LA Noir game set in the Harry Potter world. Be great. Accuse. I'd play an LA Noir sequel, honestly. LA Noir is great. It'd only be good if it had the same level of, like, the accuse button just sends you on, like, the most wild accusation.
She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her there.
I just passed it. God damn it. Make me run around in circles. I can't fly here. I have to run.
Lumos.
That was the wrong button. I don't really know what I was trying to do in hindsight.
Natty must be around here somewhere. Revelio.
Oh no.
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
Oh wait, yeah, she can do wandless magic, that's right.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
Buddy, do you really want a wand jammed up your nose?
Revelio.
Why did they walk in a
Natty
fucking
must have
circle?
been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Why did they wander in a fucking circle?
The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
Yoink.
A hidden door. Revelio.
Not really that hard to
Natty
see.
must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Does Aberforth know this is down here? Wait, does he run the 3 broomsticks or the Hog's Head? I forget.
I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
I mean, what are they gonna do at this point? They've already captured one of us.
Using that girl as bait, Hamlet's coming for her. You'll just kill her. Only a Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here alone.
Concentrate.
Revelio.
Let's finish this job and be done with it.
Waste of chance.
Troll you are!
Boink. Boink. Uh-oh. Ow! Wrong button. Oh, that's how it's gonna be, huh? What was that about Expulso, bitch?
Arresto momentum. Expelliarmus.
Nice track. Yeah, who's next, huh? Oh, there we go.
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back.
Hey. Hey. Natty, I'll be with you in a minute. People want their stuff.
Revelio.
I don't know why, but that looked like the Goblet of Fire cup for a minute there. Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? God, that's funny to me. Bonk. Yay. Whoever is like, ooh, it's a death bastard. Oh, that was Placendo. There we go. Wrong spell. Yeah, for all that talk about I must not be seen, it was quite easy to just, you know, make those guys regret their lives.
Oi.
Oi! Up here. Nope. This. There it is.
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.